Aha. Aha. Hey y'all. I told you we was coming back. We
Yes.
fixed the problem. We fixed the problem. Okay, so this is what I need y'all to do before I bring my co-host on. I need y'all to go on and like and invite and share this over. If there's anybody watching that's a part of any of the groups, then just please share it to your group. And we're going to get started in just a second, as soon as I reboot some stuff. But like I was saying, we do the I Am Enough talk show every first and third Sunday. And on the third Sunday, we do a show called The Women in Business. Well, actually, it's just a segment, but sometimes it overflows and it becomes our like whole concept for the show. And this Sunday was no different. So we had some amazing guests that came through and lend their support and their energy to the show. So we we said we was going to start doing this thing called a recap. So here we are. We're doing our recap, and I'm gonna bring on one of my favorite co-hosts, and she's going to there she is. Hey Shimia.
Hello. How we doing?
We're doing just fine, darling. You see what Facebook was trying to get us to not
Haters.
do our
Haters.
thing. But here we are. So I'm hoping that that everything is gonna work out. And if it doesn't, then we'll just try it again. Because we're not quitters.
Nope.
We're winners. We're winners. So, Shimia, take time out and introduce yourself and tell the people, what you do, why you do, and how you come to be a co-host on the world's famous international I Am Enough talk show.
How you doing, everyone? I am Shania Hill Burton. I'm the author of Beautiful and Hero. I am on social media platforms, Facebook and Instagram as author Shania Hill Burton. And I became co-host fairly recently, but I met the wonderful motivational queen Wanda D. Hollis through a vendors event. And she was my first vendors event actually. And that's when she was getting ready to release the book. Oh, what was the name? What is
Wake
the
up
name?
winning.
Wake Up
Wake up
Winning, no matter
winning.
what. Yes. So once I had done that, she was like, "Oh, honey, you got to come on the show," and I was like, "Huh?" And she was like, "No, sweetie, you got to branch out." So it's funny that we're doing the recap because the recap was about being an entrepreneur, and she just gave me my baby bird push out the nest to step forward and step lively into that world. So I'm extremely excited about that.
Okay. Awesome. Now, how did you end up being a co-host? What made you say I need to take this opportunity and become a co-host?
Because I needed to open up, I needed to open up more. I needed to become comfortable with all parts of media. Now, I had done podcasts before, interviews and things of that nature when they don't see you, it's a little bit more comfortable. But I was like, no, honey, we got to get this face out here. How am I going to let people see me and know who I am if I'm not, front stage and center? And then on top of
Mm-hmm.
that, that would help me better get my skills together on how to speak to people
Mm-hmm.
out live, you know what I'm saying, during on a media platform, because a media platform is different than a live. And a live, you can look at different people.
Right.
On a podcast, you don't have to look at anyone. But when
Mm-hmm.
you're doing the type of media that we're doing, you have to be ready to be focused on a certain on a certain camera and be able to make sure you're paying attention to your facial expressions and things of that nature. It was just an experience that I was just like, you know what, I want that. I do. I want that. I want to be a part of that.
So, do you feel like it's giving you more confidence since you've been on it for like a couple of months now? Well, it's yes,
Yeah, it's been a couple of months.
yeah, it's been a couple of months. Do you feel any different now than you as opposed to before?
Yes. Yes, I always told her that, it's like I'm always nervous. I don't know where I'm supposed to be looking, and it was always that nerve-wracking experience. But as I get used to it, it's starting to become just a natural flow. It's a
Mm-hmm.
natural flow. So then it's like, okay, now I don't have to be so nervous. I've already checked my hair and makeup, make sure, Jerry, make sure that's straight, because you want to make sure that you don't look silly on you.
Mm-hmm.
um, I make sure that, my eyes are where they're supposed to be, and I'm making sure my facial expressions don't just dry out and make it look like I'm not interested. Because certain topics you understand are very serious, and you can't smile the entire time. And sometimes your serious face sometimes look like you're just kind of like dry, but it's really
Mm-hmm.
that you're actually really in thought of
Mm-hmm.
probably of
Thinking,
how, yeah,
mm-hmm.
how that would impact you if something happened to you like that.
Right.
And that's why your face sometimes comes off like that. So when people are listening to something that's serious and they look like, oh, they don't look like they're interested, no, it's probably because they're in their own minds thinking
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
about how the impact is.
Yeah. Because I know for me, I know I make a lot of weird faces.
We all do.
Sometimes very intentional, though. I'd be like, like I watch my face and I talk through my face and my eyes and my hands and stuff like that. And when I'm really fired up about something, I'm going to, do all I can to just express myself. But what I love the most about you being a co-host is because I see you growing, and I see the confidence and the fact that we all get in there and we really, really participate, like we care about, the people, and we care about the issues that we're talking about. And you do the research, we do the research before the show, and because a lot of people don't really realize what all it takes to do a show. I mean, sure, you can just hit the button and go live and have spontaneous conversations, but
Off the cuff. Hmm.
right off the cuff. But then when you have to do some research and just kind of relax into, hey, this is coming, and we're going to talk about this and this and this, and then you have to be flexible because it is live TV. So we don't cut, edit, chop it up. It's just all like you get it all, and that's one fun part about it. But it's also the most difficult part about it because if the blooper's there already. I think like last night, I mean Sunday, when Miss Jerry, every time we would take a break, she'd get up and she'd just go walking, and we're like, okay, come on back, So not realizing that we are, the show is still going on even when we take a break,
It's
and you
rolling.
can't break. It's like, like still one of them. I think Bernie Mac would say, they take a break. You know how
Like,
black people
yeah,
take a break.
we break.
They break, they leaving the building. Be like, no,
We
come on
going.
back here. So that's cool. But I just wanted to share that because a lot of people are intimidated, and because of what I do for my business in terms of helping people understand that the process is not as difficult as it seems, but you have to just be ready to get in there. Like when it's 1, 2, 3, action, it's just like it's time to go. And for a lot of people, they don't do their full potential in this area of media because they're like, oh, I got to get my hair just right. I mean, you can go in there with a bad hair and talk about the bad hair. It's like a comic. You point out your flaws before, so somebody don't have to come and tell you, oh yeah, that's baby throw up on my shirt. I just did that. I just burnt my baby 10 seconds ago, and I'm trying to, like you can have fun with all of that. So that's what I love about it. So Jimmy, tell them about what happened on Sunday. What was your description of Sunday's show?
The description of Sunday show was we were talking about the different levels and how to be an entrepreneur and things that you need to, know and do about being an entrepreneur. And we first started out with the history. I didn't know that it was French. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, Jerry. Um, so I believe she said the French term was someone who's a startup, who actually,
Yeah.
comes up with the startup, that actually starts, it's doing a startup. So, and I think it was something about a particular uh famous car, um
Mercedes.
Mercedes, yes, that's right. So the famous car dealership Mercedes was the one that had, they considered it as a startup. So it was started out as an
They were
entrepreneur. It
entrepreneur.
was entrepreneurs, and it's such a pretty,
Wow.
yeah. We said it was a sexy name, entrepreneur. Yeah, he's like, I'm an entrepreneur. Yeah,
I'm an
yeah. I'm an
entrepreneur.
entrepreneur. You got to put the little accent on it and things. We talked to the cast, and we talked to the cast of A Shell of a Man, and they were telling us all the different definitions on what they thought an entrepreneur was. And we also were talking to, I believe her name is Terry. Is it
Who?
the late,
Oh,
the director?
Robin.
Rob?
Oh,
No, not
oh, oh.
Robin. Terry.
Oh, Tina
Tina.
Bridges.
Sorry, Tina. Yes,
Mhm.
Tina. And she was telling us about the show that was sold out and it was unscripted, and that's amazing. I got to
Yes,
give her hands for
give
that
it
one.
up
It
for
was,
Miss Tina Bridges.
yes, Tina Bridges. So we were very excited about having everybody on the show. Everybody was a clown. Okay, so we had so much energy going on that it was almost hard to keep the focus. No, it was keeping the focus. It was just so much to say, because
Yeah,
being an entrepreneur is not a small thing. That's what most people don't understand. So being an entrepreneur is not a small thing. It's a big thing. It's big. It's big when you're trying to get
mhm.
your brand out and getting your dreams to come true and seeing it go into fruition and everything else. And we were talking about motivation of that. We were talking about people who will and won't support you. We were talking about, you were giving out marketing tips again about what people should do, um, what people should, how people should think and how they should move and motivate themselves and everything.
Mhm.
And I was giving tips about how I, schedule out all this doing you, because you do realize that most people who become entrepreneurs, they got real lives.
Yeah. Well,
The same,
you got a life. Yeah, you got a life,
yeah, they
but you
got
have to merge everything in
merge everything
together.
together. And for some people, it's like, I don't have the time. I don't have the time. Well, Tyler Perry made the time. Okay. Oprah made the
Mhm.
time. Wanda D made the time. Shimmy Hilburton, she's making the time.
Right,
I'm
right.
making, we got to make the time in order to do great things. You have to make the time. And the time is not, it's like, oh, I'll do it next week.
Mhm.
Everything is a present state.
Mhm.
So just like I think Tina said, if you want to do, for marketing was one of the bigger things that we said, you got to start putting money
Save
away.
money aside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
money away just a little bit at a time so that you can have for your flyers and your business cards and everything else. And then networking. You got to get out here and network. That was one of the biggest things that you've taught
Mhm.
me, is that
Mhm.
I got to get my face out there. If I'm going to be seen and I'm going to say I want these books to sell and I want people to know about my product, then to I have to get out there. I cannot, stay behind the screen and just, post my book on everybody's, page and everything else, because nobody knows you that way. It's so
Right,
informal.
right. And it is. Mhm.
But we had an excellent powerhouse energy show. Miss Jerry, as always, we love you so much. Because again, as Miss Jerry was saying, you've missed, if you missed the show, don't worry. She'll be doing a watch party, and so shall I, about the show. This is her life. This is my life.
It's my life.
This is your life. It's up to you on how you want to
How
how
you
you
want
want to
to do
manifest
it.
these dreams. It's up to you on
Yeah.
how you want to, get the word out there.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, we had a fun show. Oh my goodness, we had so many
Yeah.
characters on
And then,
there.
Robin, Focus Forward with Robin was there, and Robin shared her testimonial. And see, what happened was, like, I've known Robin for a little. It's been over a year now. And she's a part of the Regina Sunshine Global Network family, and she has a show, Focus Forward with Robin, and then she does a lot of traveling. So she calls her other piece on the go, Focus Forward with Robin on the go, where she travels and interviews people as she doing her thing or whatever. And matter of fact, last night, that's what you caught them. I mean, I keep saying last night because I'm thinking it was last night, but no, it wasn't. It was 2 nights
It was
ago.
2 nights
On
ago.
Sunday, like after the show, then she did some interviewing with the people that had been on the I Am Enough talk show, with now they were focused for with Robin on the go. So Robin, and you all, if you're on Facebook watching this, please go check out Robin. Focus Forward with Robin. She is just a dynamite, lovely individual. She's been on the Wake Up Winning. She did an interview, but our interview was kind of messed up because of the feedback. But so I had told her, I said, well, don't worry, I want you to come on the show. So like I said, over the weekend, I was at the Regina Sunshine Awards and she was there. And she was telling me about some things that were going on with her and how she being like shunned because Robin went through some abuse and, mental and physical abuse. And then the family had more or less just like turned on her for coming out because that's what happens when you decide to use your voice. You're going to lose friends. You're going to lose relationships. Things may happen. And she, I said, well, she was supposed to go speak somewhere. They pretty much canceled it and said, no, we don't want you to come because, of the relationship that they had with people that she knew. So I said, well, they can't stop you from coming on my show. So come on in here and talk about it and tell it. So we all, just listened and we cried and we loved and we prayed and we laughed and, and this is what the I Am Enough talk show is about. You have to feel like you are enough in all areas. And if you don't, then why? And then if you don't, then how can we change that? So for me, I work very hard for just pushing people out of their own way, pushing them from, like behind the scene to the forefront and just letting it be known that we all have these special gifts and talents. Now, I do recognize that everybody is not for the camera. I get that, but everybody still is with purpose. So, and everything that you've gone through is your testament to your life. And you can share that if you choose to help somebody else. You can share it in that matter. So that's what the show was all about. And I just want to thank you, Shimia, because we said we were going to do our recaps. Even though we're 2 days late, we're going to have to take us some Red Bull when we leave the show and know that we still got a recap to do.
Got a recap to do.
We got to do our recaps. But this is what I love about being an entrepreneur, because you have to be flexible. Like if I could easily say, forget it, we'll just catch it next time, right? But I said, no, we both missed that opportunity, but that opportunity is not lost. So we have to just, as an entrepreneur, you have to be flexible. You have to go with the waves. Sometimes you go against the waves. You go with the current. Sometimes you have to swim upstream. Sometimes you have to swim downstream. But being an entrepreneur for me means to push through all adversities and don't use those for excuses, because everything can be used for an excuse or it can be used for a come up. You can use everything one way or the other, and you have to decide. So we made the decision, Shimmy and I have made the decision to bring you the recap because we just liked what we do. And we want to keep sharing and keep passing the message, knowing that this message is not just for us, it's for anybody that listens. Somebody
You, and you. Yes, yes, yes. I want everybody to know it's for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Miss Wanda D is an inspiration. And yes, to piggyback on what she said, thank you, Robin, for that powerful testimony. You don't know whose lives you have touched out there. You don't know whose, situation that they've gone through, and they're just like at the end of their rope, and you just gave them that rope. They
Right.
couldn't find the rope. The rope wasn't there. Now you gave it to them. So yes, we appreciate all that you said, and we love you, and we want you to know that you have all the support in the world here.
Yes, yes, you do.
But that's what Miss Wanda D was talking about. We don't just lollygag and play, and we talk about real issues. We talk about real concerns to the community as a whole. And if there is a situation or something that needs to be said, we're gonna say it. We're gonna say it because there's no point in being silent. We've been silent for
Right.
far too long about important issues and things that happen in the community, things that happen in the world. But that's what we want to make sure that you understand, that platform, the I Am Enough platform, is about you being enough as an individual to
Yes.
stand
Yes.
above all of your trials and tribulations, stand above your obstacles in order for you to reach that peak of, I'm saying, okay, yes, I am enough. I got it. I'm fired up. I'm burnt up. So we just want
Mhm.
everyone to know that we love doing this. This is not just for, the laughs and the giggles. This is for everyone. This is for you. This is for you. This is for the man. This is for the woman. This is for the child, the teenager, the older lady. Don't think this is just for one particular bit
Yeah.
of people. This is for everyone of
Yeah.
every race and of every color. We want everybody of culture and everything, creed. We want you all to know that you are enough to
Absolutely.
build and to be and to live in your reality. And what I'm saying, and the reality that you see, that makes you feel successful, and the one that makes you feel whole.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
So
I love that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I was about to like hallelujah. That was some good stuff. And that's what we do. So pretty much we just gotta tell y'all that we're here every first and third Sunday inside of the Status Network building, voted number one media outlet in Atlanta. And the I Am Enough talk show has been nominated for the number one show, which we already know we're number one whether we get the award or not because our hearts are in it 100%. And that's what makes us number one. Doing what you want to do with commitment and compassion and a direct knowing that we are raising the vibration of the planet. Shimmy, I love what you just said about we are for everybody. The I Am Enough message is a universal message. It's not a us versus them. It's not a black thing, a white thing, a purple thing, a Mexican thing, a Spanish, a Caucasian thing, a black thing. It's a people thing, because we all get crushed and stepped on, and we all can be left with those feelings of inadequacy. So if we all recognize that I'm in you and you are in within me, then we can all help each other rise up, and stay up. So we're not crabs in a barrel. We want to help. If I'm rising, then I want to help my sisters and brothers rise. If you're rising, then you should want to help your sisters and brothers rise.
very true.
It's time out for pettiness. It's time out for backwards thinking, slow foot,
Selfishness.
yes,
Yeah.
selfishness, slow foot dragging. Like pick your damn feet up and put your feet up to your, raise your knees up
Knees.
to your
Yep.
chest and
Knees
get
to the
them
chest.
moving. Your knees to chest and get them moving. It's time for shaking and breaking shackles, and it's time for healing and restoration. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. And the time is right now. You don't have to wait till Monday to get it done. You don't have to wait till 2020. The time is right now. So that's I'm about to have the Holy Ghost. I'm fine right now.
I know that's right.
That's
We just want you, because
snap, snap,
we don't
snap.
want people to think that just because we do this is not for you. Yes, honey, it's for you. It's for all of you, everyone out there, the human race itself. You know what
Yes,
I'm saying? I think we get away from, guys, we're the human race. This is everybody. The divide is already out there. We're trying
yes,
to do the unity part. We're doing the unity
Yes.
part.
Yeah, I love that. Yes, the
Yeah,
divide
the
is
divide is
already
already out there. So we're doing the unity part right here. We're bringing it
right.
all back together. We all trying to go back to Mesopotamia. Ah, y'all ready for
Yeah.
that? We
Oh.
try to go back to Mesopotamia. You know what I'm saying? Go back to the whole. Okay.
That's
So
right.
you
That's
need to
right.
understand that we're all here for you. You
Yes.
need a shoulder. We got you. You need a,
Yes.
shoulder to cry on, you need that support system. That's what this is about. We talk about all these things to motivate you guys into action. Okay? Action. No, not
Mm-hmm.
words. Action.
Mm-hmm.
Action.
Mm-hmm.
Action is extremely, extremely, extremely important. And that's one of the things Wanda has taught me is that I have to be ready for action. I have to be ready to be uncomfortable. As we said in the
Mm-hmm.
show, you have to be ready to be uncomfortable. And
Yeah.
a lot of people aren't ready. And I'm like, sweetie, no, neither was I. Because believe you me, when she said I was going to be a co-host, the day that she told me, I was like, wait, I'm going to do okay. Okay. It's time to show and tell.
It's time.
Sometimes you got to be uncomfortable. You got to be
Yeah.
uncomfortable with the situation to know, you know what, I'm moving forward because
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming into new territory.
Mm-hmm.
I'm expanding my horizons. Oh, I didn't know I was gonna meet all these people, and you just don't never know who you gonna meet on the I Am Enough talk show. You
Yeah.
never know.
And I think that's the best part about being a co-host. Like you're right there in center, front and center. And this is, where some people come through in their marketing and they, just want to come through and drop their voice in. But you're there to absorb all of the information and to internalize it and to have fun with it and all this other kind of stuff to where it's a really sweet treat to be in your seat because afterwards, this is what people don't realize. Well, some of them do, people that have been on the show. There's so much magic that happens after the show that you be thinking the show is on fire, but what about the fact that it takes us an hour to leave, and then there's parking lot pimping and it's corridor coordination going on down there. It's like, like it's meeting in the hallway and then a meeting on the elevator and then a meeting at the, meeting at the car, so it never, and you just have to like me, I sometimes just have to say, you know what, y'all, I'm out of here. And
I'm
I'm
going
driving off. I'm getting out of here because it could go on and on and on and on. I remember one show, Shawnee D was on, and we was actually doing videos like after the show. We was all outside doing like videos and stuff like that. I don't know if it was after or before or whatever, but it's just like so much. You're so excited. And that's the thing. When you get around, and I'm gonna end on this note, when you get around excited people, you can't help but to get excited. You know, you can't help but to get really, really um enthusiastic about your dreams. One of my clients said to me, I'm gonna write a book because of that show we did on book writing, and they started and they got the book and they've been writing and they've
Oh,
been
BJ, remember that BJ? I think it's his niece.
his niece said that she
Said because
wanted
of us, she wanted to write a
yeah,
book.
she wanted
Yes.
us to write a book, and when people come into that energy and they get that type of exposure, it's no telling what they can do. So you gotta rock your I am enough, kings and queens, guys and girls, and everybody in between. You gotta rock it. You gotta stand on it. And you gotta always know. You know what? I got this t-shirt on, right? The side note. This is my very first I am enough t-shirt.
Oh wow.
It's nostalgic, right? It has a few holes in it, because I use it for my workout t-shirt too. But it's like I should frame it. I should like take it
Frame
off
it.
and frame it because this is the first This is the first t-shirt. You can kind of like almost tell how it looks because it's all, but this was a good vinyl t-shirt because it didn't peel. It's just kind of cracking up. Now the white looks like it's black coming through it. But yeah, this is
So
my
you can't
first.
tell. You
This
can't
is,
tell right now, but but you
yeah,
should frame it.
yeah. This is like my first I Am Enough t-shirt. This is the very first t-shirt that I had made. And during this time, we would just have little small circles of women meeting. And like I was sharing with y'all the other day, like I would just be writing affirmations out, rubbing some blessing oil over them, praying over them, and saying, "Okay, come on, we're going to the meeting." And everybody would just pick up an affirmation, and somewhere during the meeting, everybody would read their affirmation and just talk about whatever they picked up, because you wouldn't know what you were picking because I wrote them and folded them and put them in there. And so, I think about that. I was like, wow, that was a long time ago, you
Wow.
know. But yeah, it's just a matter of just keep doing what you love to do. So Shimia, any last words? You got the last words.
Yeah, I wanted to tell everybody to have a happy holiday season. You know, the holiday season's about to kick off. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone, and those who don't, just have you happy fall. We're going to kick into the holiday season, which is my
Winner.
season. Which is my season because my birthday is Christmas Day, so it's my season.
Oh wow. Oh, yummy. Okay, okay. Okay.
So I want everyone to have
Christmas
a blessed
baby.
and blessed holiday season, and we'll see you again on the first week and December.
Yeah, first week of December.
Yes,
So y'all just take all of that in. Make sure you check out and follow the I Am Enough Talk Show page on Facebook and also on Instagram. Follow the page on Instagram. Go over and check out the website I am enough 365.com. That's I am enough 365.com. And if you want to connect with us on the show, maybe you want to be a guest or get some advertisement done on our show, you can send us an email to I am enough talk show at gmail.com. That's I am enough talk show at gmail.com. Again, I am enough talk show at gmail.com. And we look forward to catching you on the recap after the Sunday show.
yep.
Peace and
Peace.
bye for now.
Bye.
Thank you, Shimia.
As always.